Another week in the marina, and it's time to get the boat ready to be moved onto. Getting systems like the grey water sump pump and the air conditioners working is imperative before trying to live on the boat. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're about to find out. While replacing the old fuel also needs to be done before getting our newly rebuilt engine installed into the boat. It's amazing. I've had a win. I've had a win. Welcome back to another episode of Sailing Merewether. Oh, it's good to be back for another week. If you are new here, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you feel like liking this video, do so. Anyway, we're now back into the engine room. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired today. We had to do a visa run to Singapore. That whole process involved a 10-hour bus trip from where we are here in Pangkor to Singapore. That was on Monday, and we stayed 2 nights in Singapore. Very lovely place, a little bit expensive but lovely. And then we caught a 10-hour bus trip back here yesterday, which was Wednesday. And well, let's just say 2 babies, 20 hours of bus trips in 3 days. It's a lot. But I'm back in the boat today, feeling a little bit refreshed. This here is an impeller I purchased for our sump pump. Now, I have a feeling that the current impeller in the sump pump is too large for the actual pump. So I bought this, hoping that this is going to fix the problem of the pump not sucking up the water. I'll show you. Yeah, we're here in the engine room. We have our pump, and as I turn it on quickly, you can see it spins. The problem that we were having the other day was with the impeller on, which was a little bit broken, and the cover on, the actual motor wouldn't spin. I believe there was too much friction in the system, so I bought this perfect impeller for this pump, at least I hope it is. And I'm going to install it now, see if it works. With it spinning well, I added a little bit of diesel as lubricant. Grease probably also would have worked. Moment of truth, I have filled up the hose leading down into the sump with a foot valve on the bottom. I filled it up with water, so there's water all the way up to the pump. I've connected both sides of the pump up. Hopefully this should work. This is my little button just here. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, baby! Yeah, baby! It's sucking the water out right now. I'm so stoked about it. Okay, last mission is to make it work automatically. So as I fill up the sump, the level switch will engage and... Give me a second. Alright, so I worked out the problem. I put on my float switch the wrong way around. So when the water was down, the system thought it was up, and when the water was up, the system thought it was down. So I've fixed up that issue now, and I believe I've got it sorted. So right now the water level is up. I have put the switch in the up position. I'm just going to engage the system. Here I have a switch just there for 2 separate pumps. One pump here and one pump here. So I'm going to stay on this main pump which was used in the first place. I believe this is like Old Faithful in case of emergencies. Here we go. That's working. Ah, ha ha ha! It's working! Oh, I've had a win. I've had a win. There was a period of time there where I thought, oh no, back to the drawing board, what's going on? But a little bit of troubleshooting, a little bit of investigation, a new impeller, and we have a sump that is working 100%. I'm going to fill it up with water now a couple times just to make sure it's all good, but I think I'm looking great. Oh, we're back. So yesterday I got the sump working, which is a big win. It's kind of like one big step towards actually being able to live on the boat. Today I had a little thought of getting the air conditioners working. Let me start from the start. We released a video a week or two ago saying we can't move on the boat because the air conditioners aren't working. So today's mission is I'm going to hook up the seawater hose, which normally goes to the engine to cool the engine down. I'm going to hook it into the seawater manifold, which is basically the sea cock where the water comes up from the ocean. And I'm going to hook it in and then try and get the other end of the hose above the water line and attach it above the waterline, and eventually once that's done I'll open the sea cock and see if the water like spews out, or maybe it doesn't. And if it doesn't, then that means that we can run the air cons because the seawater from the manifold can get to the air cons and they can be run, and that means we can pretty much move onto the boat. But I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. People have told me to like block the hose, and I just don't know how I would do that, to be honest. Anyway, let's give it a crack. Let's just dive into it, shall we? So here we have our seawater manifold. The sea cock at the moment is currently closed. We've got two hoses for our AC. We've got a hose for our generator. This one goes somewhere, I'm not sure. But anyway, we've got to have this hose goes on the bottom here. So let's get this thing on now. Get on it. Come on. Alright, so I've just been playing around with the hose and I got it on. I heated the hose up, I got it on, and I was playing around with it and now it snapped. There it is, folks. Off to the hardware store I go. Right, we have a spring hose. This is going to be a new water pipe.
Monday morning blues. I open my eyes and I'm greeted by a cute little smile. The world is new with you by my side. Everything is beautiful. Tuesday afternoon, I'm calling you home just to hear your voice on the phone.
So I've got the new spring hose and I've attached it to the water outlet, the salt water outlet, along with all the other hose. I've did them yesterday, and right now I'm going to open the sea cock to figure out if I hold this above the water level, will water come out the top? This is where I should have paid attention in physics in school. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're about to find out. This is my hose. It's connected just there. I'm about to open this sea cock. Could be a huge stuff up, but yeah, it'll be interesting. So, water hose right up, above sea level, above the water level. Look at that. Look at that. Right there is the water. So would you believe my plan looks like it's working. There's no water spewing out of this hose. I'm keeping it above the water line of the boat, And right now the air conditioners can be turned on and they can work. I just got to make sure this hose stays above the water line, otherwise we're going to sink. So hose now cable tied to this other hose. It's pretty solid. Water level is just here, and I am going to go turn on some bloomin' AC, some air conditioning. 1, 2. Oh. Okay, so I just started the ACs. The one in the stern cabin is on, the one here in the main saloon is on. And I'm just going to check the temperature right now, and I'm going to come back in a couple hours and we're going to see what it's like. 33.1. That is the temperature right now. And a couple hours later, the aircon is still going. So good, so happy. 28! It's amazing. 28! Oh, so good! 28 degrees in the tropics is like cool. It's like crack open a beer. It's, whew, that is cold. So let me go through with you today's mission. We have a newly rebuilt engine just about ready. So close. He contacted me yesterday, said the testing is finished, the turbocharger is broken, he's going to go send that to get it fixed. But as far as the rest of the engine goes, it's looking beautiful. So that's very soon to be installed. The thing which we have is 250 litres of old fuel. Now, I talked to the previous owner of this boat, and the fuel was purchased in January of 2023. Now it is September of 2024, which makes it 20 months old. And I'm sure there's a few old sea dogs which would be like, she'll be right, just run it, you know. And look, it would probably be okay, but there's a risk it would not be okay. So we're just going to get rid of it. The fuel here in Malaysia is so cheap, so it's just safer to just get rid of this 250 litres of fuel and then go get fresh stuff from the service station. So that's the mission for today. First up, we need to pump the fuel out of the tank. Not an easy job. I had to go buy this pump. It's a 24 volt pump. I'm going to hook it up to the batteries. I've got this long hose which goes to the very bottom of the tank, and hopefully it works. I've got 11 jerry cans, so hopefully 11 jerry cans times 20 litres, it should cover about 220 litres, so that's almost all of it, I think. So hopefully I can do this in one go, get rid of all the dirty fuel. And so that's the plan. Let me give it a quick jig. Beautiful. Fuel tank open. This dipstick is how you tell how much fuel you have left. Hose going in. Other hose in there. See again. It's working! It's working! So I actually emptied the tank with just 9 cans, so there must have been less fuel in there than I anticipated. Or maybe the jerry cans can hold more than I thought. But yeah, now I've filled up 9. I've got the marina staff there nearby. They're going to help me move it to a storage container that they have. and they're just going to take it off my hands, which is quite nice, because old fuel I think can be a little bit difficult to get rid of. I tried to give it away for free, but nobody really wants it in the marina, so the marina's doing me a big favor in just letting me give it to them, which is nice. I mean, the fuel looks clean, like it's coming out super clean, so it still is probably good, but I don't really want to run it in my brand newly built engine, so yeah. Well, that was a big day. Miguel, who is a little bloody legend, he's a Portuguese guy, lives in Macau. He has a truck and helped me out doing 2 trips to the fuel station. And the reason we did trips to the fuel station rather than going to the local marina is here in Malaysia, fuel is actually heavily subsidized. We filled up 600 liters for about $400 US. So that's how cheap it is. It's pretty good. And now we are 100% full on fuel. So when this engine finally gets put in, we can whoosh, skedaddle. But yeah, big thank you to Miguel. He helped me lug 14 jerry cans 2 times back and forth to the boat, to his truck. Legend. Thank you, Miguel. If you want to get access to Patreon-only videos while also supporting us in a big way, please become a patron of Sailing Merewether by clicking the link in the description. You'll be supporting us in making these videos the best they can be.